Hey guys, Ken97 Stow 171 back with another ATS video. We are in El Paso, Texas. Picked up a load here at the airport at a FedEx terminal here. We're going back to Dallas, so it should be a quick, easy trip across the interstate. Made a couple changes. I tried to make a couple changes. Made one. I did change the transmission to an Eaton 10-speed. It is still an automated manual transmission. 18 speed, 215 ratio. Should get the RPM down on the highway, so we run a little bit closer to peak RPM. We'll see how that goes. Starting ratio is actually a little bit taller than the previous transmission, so we'll see. We haven't done a real heavy haul. This is heavier. It's 40,000 pounds. I also fixed the tires, so they have the raised white letter now. I attempted to get a better engine package, DD15. ZMODS has a DD15 engine pack, which I thought I already had, but I didn't. So I went and paid for it and downloaded it, $6. And it doesn't work in this tractor. It works in the older Cascadia, and not this one for some reason. I looked at ChatGPT. There are some ways to force engines that are not technically compatible into other trucks. I started playing around with that, and then I decided it's not worth it. I did go and I checked the older Cascadia, and those engines do show up as available, so I know the mod's working. All of the ones that I saw are older engines, and they make less power and less torque. Maybe they sound better, I don't know. That really was the only reason I was going to do it. But they make less power and torque, particularly less torque. So we're just going to stick with what we have and go from there.
Ready to go.
Oh, that engine sounds weird, doesn't it? Kind of like louder and softer. Okay, so we're in here. Let's, we did forget to get fuel. But let's go ahead and reset the trip. Probably don't need fuel. We're not going that far. Let me turn back on the route planner. It's still in automatic mode, so I'll be curious to see if it allows us to get to top gear.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left. Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
I just really do not like how this engine sounds. We're gonna go. Under load, it's not bad, but it kind of always has this like background kind of sound that doesn't change. I don't know. I was hoping the ZMODS might sound better. That was the main reason for doing it. The only main difference, sort of like right there, you can hear it. I don't know, the engine, it just sounds like it's constant background noise. It doesn't really change.
Keep right.
I don't know. Yeah, I was hoping the ZMODS would make it sound better, but I don't know. I did look at the older Cascadia, and the headlights are different, which may be less bright. I don't know. Yeah, I cut that guy off just there. Sorry. And the digital mirrors are not an option.
Go straight on.
I also downloaded a GPS voice mod, which I'm not sure how that works. Notice the traffic light? No. Take a look at the traffic lights. There's like, they like change. There's like a flip-flopping happening around the lights. It's kind of weird. There are a bunch of other engine options for this truck. That X15 efficiency that we had in the T680 is available. I didn't really love how that engine sounded either, but there are some other engines available as well, including an old 60 series Detroit, which would not be available in this truck in real life.
Keep left, and then turn left.
There's a Cummins X15 available, which might be available in this truck. I don't know. Well, that's what we had in the T680, was the X15 efficiency. Should have just went. Who has the fucking green light? Like, nobody's going over there. Finally. Should have just went when the light changed. It's a long day already, guys, so I want to get this done. This will be the only video I do today. And the only reason I'm doing it is because I want to get this done and try it out and see how it works. At light throttle, it shifts really nice.
Go straight on.
Oh my god, with the fucking red lights. So one problem with coming into El Paso is you're often going to this airport road right here. By the way, there's no in and out right there. In and out isn't in this area. But it does take you a while to get back to the interstate from El Paso. It's one of the negatives of taking freight in and out of El Paso is you're quite a ways from the interstate. I'm going to spend 10 minutes just getting to the freaking interstate. Come on with the fucking light, Jesus. As you can tell, I'm a little bit impatient today. I'm kind of tired and didn't get a good sleep yesterday and had a short, not very great day at work. Well, engine does have a nice turbo sound, but I just don't like how there's this underlying, unchanging, rumbly sound. We're just going to blow this light, guys. There's nobody there. Stopping for a red light for no fucking reason at all. By the way, that's kind of real life in this area, too.
Get
Awful.
ready.
Nope.
Turn left.
Oh, look, we got a green light. By the way, that would not happen. That next light would not turn red at exactly the same moment as the one we just went
Keep
through.
left, and then exit left.
If you made that first yellow, you would have time to get through and make the next yellow.
Keep left.
Well, we went to 18th gear without us having to do anything. And hopefully we don't run out of fuel. Let me take a look and see if there's plenty of fuel stops along the route, but let's just see here. We're going to the west side there. So we should be able to make it. If not, there are several places we can stop for fuel. There's one there. There's one there. And there's a fuel stop right before the destination, too. And one we can hit on the way back if we need to. The only negative is I do like to start with full tanks to make the weight the same to compare for fuel economy. It's not going to make that much difference. Immigration checkpoint. Once we get to the top of the hill here and we can coast down a little bit, start to see what our fuel economy really looks like. It's definitely lower RPM at 80 than it was before. So the next truck we're going to do is going to be, I think, is going to be a Volvo VNL. That'll be the last of the Tupperware torpedoes for us to try. And I do have a ZMODS pack for some Volvo engines, too. Might give us a little nicer experience. And it's been a long time since I drove one in the game. Drove one for real life for a couple of years. One of the best trucks I ever had as far as comfort. It had a Cummins ISX, I think, in it. Engine was okay, but it went EGR coolers. It went through 4 in 1 year at one point. I don't think it had a DPF filter, though. It didn't have any emission stuff. It was a little older than that. Air ride on the front axle. It was super comfortable, great turning radius. Really enjoyed driving it. Had a Super 10 in it, not a straight 10. Pretty interesting transmission. I do got a video somewhere on my channel of me going through the gears. Unfortunately, I was empty, so kind of... And I think I recorded it with an old cell phone, so it doesn't look that great. Hey, Chad. Yeah, I'll check the messages when I'm done here, or when I get to a spot. Is it something important? Okay.
Keep left.
So far, the fuel economy is not great, even though the RPM's lower, but we are climbing a hill pretty much the entire time coming out of El Paso. So, it may not be the best judge. But the RPM is definitely lower. Not by as much as I was hoping. We're about 1,240 RPM. We were closer to 1,500, or a little over on the last one. So it is lower. It'd be interesting when we get to drive the Volvo. Some of those Volvo engines are very efficient also, and very powerful. There are some serious power output Volvo engines available, especially in Europe. Unfortunately, the model they have in the game is a pretty old truck. It's a pretty antiquated looking dash, but it might be okay. Eventually, once the trucking company here gets up and running a bit more, at some point we could buy trucks for our drivers once we decide what we want. And all of the trucks that we've built, we could repossess from our company drivers and put them back in our fleet, and then start modifying them with the best engines available and you know, for instance, if we really like this truck, we don't have to follow the rules and put an equivalent, you know, realistic engine in it. We could put a Detroit 60 series. I got a great sounding 14-liter 60 series from ZMODS that would go in this truck great. Oh, come on, Mr. Slow-ass truck in the right lane. Now I'm the one in the left lane hogging traffic. Going 65. And these two trucks are going to slow down to the speed limit too. Rolling side by side as a rolling roadblock. Oh, he's going to exit off. Okay. There we go. Get out the way. Yes, it does have a nice turbo sound, Chad. I will say that's the best attribute of this particular engine. I just don't like there's a continuous kind of rumbly sound that it makes that doesn't really change with RPM that I find kind of unrealistic. You notice it more in city driving, where it sounds like the engine's just always going the same speed. It's the only thing I really don't like. But yeah, that turbo sound is quite nice. The 12.7 and 14-liter 60 series Detroits, the old ones, they're the same thing. They're really nice turbo sounds in all of them. The 12.7 in particular, you don't actually hear much engine sound, although it does go with the speed of the engine, unlike this engine. But what you really hear is the turbo sound, and that was true in real life. I drove one of those for a couple of years, and just your typical standard wastegate turbo. No variable vane or anything. It would just spool up and down. It's one of the very first videos I ever put on YouTube. Was me accelerating down an on-ramp, pulling an empty trailer in that Schneider truck. I wedged the cell phone up on the dash or something like that. And it's amazing how much freight I could pull with that old Freightliner Century. 380 horsepower or something like that. Really, dude? Well, so far the fuel economy is worse. Well, this is a heavier load. And we were climbing hills a lot more. That last load was only like 20-something thousand pounds, and this is like 42,000. So that could be the reason. I don't know. Oh shit! We are definitely gonna have to stop for fuel. You can't see my. Oh, we just passed a fuel station too. Flipping heck. I just noticed we're like down to like 1/8 of a tank. So I was wrong. Is there one on the right side? Just easier to exit. No, it isn't. We can probably make it to the destination. With an eighth of a tank. No, I don't want to risk it. So, we will do that.
Time to hit the road.
Time to hit the road. I could just stop in the middle of the highway and turn around and go to the one we just passed. That'll totally get you fired. What the hell are those things on the side of the road there? Anybody see that? They were like vertical poles sticking out of the ground. It looked like they had like vines or something on them. Oh, I know what they were. They were those, I don't know what they're called, but it was those tall, straight cactuses that go way up in the yucca. I think they're called yucca plants. That's what it must have been. Those are native to this area. We are running a little faster than we did on the way inbound to El Paso. Basically keeping it at 80. What the hell was that all about? Why in the fuck did he do... Why the hell did the truck get over? Because that exit lane's right there. Like a dumbass.
Keep
Yes.
right, and then exit right.
I know I'm running out of fuel, so I'm glad I stopped.
Exit right.
Probably could have made it. 197 miles to go, but
Get ready to turn left.
there's a repair shop right there. It's a little tempting to throw a 14-liter 60 series in here.
Turn left.
But I want to try to stay true to reality, at least at first.
Go straight up.
So you still hear the engine.
Make a U-turn.
I don't know.
Rear computing. Turn left. Rerouting.
All right. Give me a second, guys. I need to check something on my phone. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Let's go ahead and reset the trip again. Let's see what we weigh.
Never mind. I'll find a new route.
73,606. So yeah, definitely 40. Wait, 73,606. Okay, truck and trailer weigh about 33,000 pounds. That's about right. And yeah, you can scale going the wrong way around if you want to. You don't have to actually be on the scale for that to work in the game.
Turn left. Go straight on. Turn left.
Let me see something real quick. Okay, yeah. I was thinking about go ahead and doing that engine swap, but we do not have enough money to be playing around with that right now. So we'll wait.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
If you're listening, Chad, it says it went through. Not very talkative today, guys. Pretty much at the end of my energy rope. We are running a little faster going this direction. So maybe that's it. I don't know. 7.2 miles per gallon. I think we were in the 8s, so that might be appropriate. Again, ultimately, the fuel efficiency is kind of a good thing to know, but ultimately it's going to be what truck do we like the best, you know. Interior-wise, I like the T680 the best. This is probably my next favorite as far as... I actually like this analog setup with the little display in the middle, much like the International LT. And then I probably like the International third as far as the interior and the mirror placement. I don't love the mirror. The mirror placement on the LT is a little too far that way. If it had digital mirrors, it wouldn't matter. But as far as the way each truck drives, the International LTs, it's no comparison as far as which one pulls the best, drives the best, all of that. It's that truck by a landslide. Maybe the T680, if we found a proper engine to go in it that didn't sound like a bucket of marbles. And we still have the Kenworth W900 and Peterbilt to drive. Those will have some interesting engines we can put in those. Factory, brand new, they would have PACCAR engines. And I think Cummins is an option also.
Keep left.
So those are all things we can look into. I do really enjoy driving the W900. I love the mirror placements. They're like kind of like just like that. But a little farther out. But they're in field easy. The inside the field of view is really easy to see them. Oh, we need the right lane.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right. Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
God, it's tempting to go to the left and go around those guys.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
To the home. Turn left. Oh, it's that one. There's one there
It's all
too.
over now.
That confused me. That is not a good parking job. It's close, though. A little too far to the left. There we go. A little better. So you can see the yellow stripes on the rubber aprons on the little surround thing there. On the little surround things on the rubber things there. Here. You can't really see it. See the yellow stripe up and down? You can see it on both sides. It's a good indication to tell. If you can see both yellow things, you're pretty well centered. Alright, guys. That'll be it for this one. Oh, man. Almost to the next level. Look at that. I like that much. That's ridiculous. Yeah, man. Alright. It's tempting to do like a quick one. Let's take a look at actually we can go right out here. That's convenient. Yes, I know that was a red light. This should be a dealer right here. Freightliner dealer, so nothing new. We can sleep here, though. Move the clock forward, but let's take a look on what the engines cost. We got about 70,000 bucks in our... I'm just curious to see what is available. So that's everything that's available, which we already have this one. And that engine is unrealistic. That one, I don't know. X15, I bet the X15 is available. But we ought to take a look at the Steel Productions engine pack, because I did notice that in here there are some Detroit engines in here, some DD15s, some modern DD15s. So like here, no, that's a 60 series DD16. So that would be a possibility. That's 600 horsepower, 2,000 pound-feet of torque, and it's a brand new engine. So that would be an option, but it's $62,000. Now we'll get a little bit of a credit for our turn-in. That might be an option, but there might be some other 2024. There's another. Oh, that's interesting. Look at this. A Hino. That's a Toyota. Hino's a Toyota brand. Well, Hino makes engines. That's interesting. That'd be I wonder what engine you'd put that in, or what it would fit in. It's not a factory part for this truck, I don't think. I'll have to look into that. I had no idea. 60 series. There's another DD16, 560 horsepower. So we might. Let's just take a look and see 2024. I want to stay close to the same power. There's an X15. DD16, that's an older one. It's a Mercedes-Benz engine. Now we're getting DD13, 505 horsepower. It's a little smaller displacement, but DD16. DD16. I'd like to go, you know, something appropriate year-wise. We could just go in and type in DD16 or DD15. 2017. Again, too old. But it's something to consider. There's a 400 horsepower DD15. Again, a little old. You really want to go 2019. Forget when this truck came out, but I think it's 2022. So you'd want to stay really curious about this Hino engine, what that's all about. I don't remember ever seeing those in there. I've gone through this steel powertrain group quite a few times, and I didn't remember seeing those in there. And even though you're in the same mod group, different engines will show listing as available for a truck that you have. This is kind of unreal. A 1964 Caterpillar would not be in this truck, but it's just ones that are compatible with, for whatever reason. Let's just quickly go through them and then see if we can find a... I'll type in DD15 here in a second. Okay. 2010. Let's just try DD. They're just all really high horsepower. I don't really want to do that because it's not really realistic. There's a 505 horsepower, though. That's, again, it's a DD13, which would be an engine available for this truck. Although it may be a little old. 500. There's a DD16 530 horsepower. I just wanted to see if I could find something. There's a 500 horsepower. That might work. It's a little bit more than this. Torque number is 975 RPM, so that's similar. These are older, 470. Yeah. Let's see what the exchange would be. A little more power, about the same torque. So $20,000. I wonder why the DD13 costs more than the DD15. Interesting. Oh, it's an older. 600, 560. It's tempting to like throw a big power engine in it. It's not realistic though, dude. You don't do that. Really, 500 horsepower is more than you would really want. What the hell? Let's give it a whirl. Watch, it sounds exactly the same. Definitely does not sound the same. So that's good. At least it'll sound a little different. And I'm going to take a sleep break here. I think I've shown you how this works, but you just turn the truck off. Let's see what kind of money we're at. So we're at $53,842. Nice. 53,000. And now we're at 82,000. So we made $30,000 just by taking 3 sleep breaks in a row. Kind of a handy tool for bumping your income up a little bit. And the way we did that, well, I didn't mean to do that. The way we did that was by letting our drivers complete loads. So we've got, see, these guys are all making, she's brand new. She just started. So she's doing 1,200 a day. These two are averaging 6,000 and 4,000 a day. So she does not have a delivery in progress currently, but she's driven 4,700 miles. He's driven 15,000, and he's driven 12,000, which is weird because this guy started first. That's kind of strange. And this guy has more miles driven. That's weird. I'll have them all in balanced. Balanced. So I don't know why that is, but so that's the advantage of taking those sleep breaks is your day moves forward, you know, by 30 hours or so, and whatever loads they were about to complete, they complete and bring in some money. So all right, guys, that's actually going to be it for the day. Appreciate you guys watching. And on the next load, we'll get to try out this new engine we just put in there and see if it behaves any differently. It's more power, same torque. And hopefully it'll sound a little bit better. And we'll go from there once we get enough money together. Let's see what a Volvo costs. If I have even, yes, I have. Let's just take a look online and see what a Volvo runs. So we'll be doing this day cab VNL 300. I didn't mean to do that. What's the price? 136,000 to start. So you can go up to a sleeper. There's we're at a 6x2, so we'd want 4x2. What the fuck is that? Oh. So we'd want the 6x4. Short. You could do that will make it a sleeper berth, which we don't want to do. On the engine side, let's see what's available together here. There's a bunch of mods. We're not, oh, interesting. It doesn't have a, like just a stock. So we'll pick that. That's really fascinating that it doesn't have just a standard. Normally it would say, you know, Volvo, VNL, whatever. Interesting. We'll take a look at the steel productions too. But so there's 3 not very powerful, 450 horse, 1,800 pound-feet. So that would be, this is from ZMODS, so hopefully the engine sounds pretty good. Let's take a look at the steel production. This got a bunch of, let's see if there's any Volvos in here. Well, there is right there. So there's a bunch of Volvos in this mod group that we could pick too. All the way up to 780 horsepower, 2,800 pound-feet. And they make an engine, I believe that is a real engine. This D17. You look at that, 780 horsepower, 2,800 pound-feet of torque at 1,000 revs. Unbelievable. So, I wonder what that one is, iTorque. Huh. So yeah, so that's there are some engine choices we can play with. This one comes from ZMODS. I'd probably start with that just because I know the ZMODS usually sound good, or realistic anyway. On the transmission side, let's just see what's available. See, this is what I was expecting to see, was a DLC Volvo VNL. Normally, there's one of those in the engine pack, too. So there's an Eaton shift. This I shift is probably one of the automated. I shift 12 speed, 10 speed. Speed. There's an 18 speed. 13 speed, 18 speed. The Eaton Fuller pack is in here too, so we can customize that whatever we want to do. Not a lot of mods, I don't think, for this truck though. You know, not a lot of things you can do. But if you take a look at the interior, it's kind of an old school interior, but again, it's got a little screen in the middle, so maybe that would be perfectly fine. And like, there's no difference other than trim between Fleet and, you know, and then on the interior, there's really no standard painted with the little turn signal arrow. That's it. So not a lot of things you can do with the rig, but that'll be our next truck, I think, that we look at. And certainly some engine options available. So it might be like a really good driving and really good pulling truck. We might end up finding we like it the best, even if the interior is not that great. Maybe it drives freaking amazing or something. I don't know. We'll find out. And then after that's the last of the Tupperware torpedoes. After that, I think we will. We can take a look at Western Star, Kenworth, and we're missing Freightliner. We haven't visited a Freightliner dealer yet, or I'm sorry, a Peterbilt dealer. So we're missing Peterbilt in this list. But we'll start with the W900, which I believe is available, and it is not until you unlock level 21 or 8. Okay, well that sucks. So we're at level, I don't know what. Oh wait. There's a day cab. Never mind. There's a day cab available. That's interesting. So that's available too. But there is a W900 day cab available, which is what we would start with. So, okay. That should have short 6x4. That should have some engine options as well. Interesting, again, this does not have a W900 list. Like, you know, DLC content. That's kind of weird. The Detroit, the 1315. This is the ZMOD, what I was talking. This is the one that I just paid for. It's available. And the X15 is available. And 14 is available. That engine would not be a new engine you could buy today. Packard is the Kenworth. That is what the truck would probably have. Is one of these in it. Interesting. There's a 455 1800. So something like that. This is a big boy. This is 2024 Packard PX15. I put those in the truck in my other profile, and it was surprisingly fuel efficient and just an absolute monster power wise. But 660 horse, 2,300 pound feet. That Volvo was 780 horsepower and 2,800 pound feet. So that Volvo might be like a nice heavy haul truck that we could do some long distance heavy haul with. Possibly, if we wanted to go that route with it. So, and then on the transmissions, it's the same. There's, you know, we can start off doing whatever we want, and then customize them however we want. Western Star, I don't know. what trucks are available there. Okay, so I got a 57X. This is actually a fairly modern truck too, actually. So this is one we could think of as this. We might do this one next because this is also technically kind of a Tupperware torpedo. They have their 49X, and then they have their. It's not in here, but the 57X is their more modern. It's this. So it has a digital dash also, but I think I'm almost positive that this is basically a Freightliner. This screen here and this screen here is exactly what the Freightliner looks like with its digital dash. So when I drove one, I think it might even have the same engine options. Because I don't actually know. Western Star, Detroit DD13. So my guess is Western Star is owned by Freightliner Group. So my guess is it's just a Freightliner Cascadia, you know, with different. In fact, I think this roof line is the same as what we have. Different front end. So, you know, maybe we skip that one and try one of the other Western Stars like this one or this one. This is an older version. It's a little more old school. It's got a nice display. But again, I think that's the square display that we have. Yeah, I'm almost positive this dash is, yeah, it is. This little green triangle here. The interior on this truck is identical to the Freightliner Cascadia that we have. This dash cluster is the same. Mirrors are different. Weird. So maybe we skip Western Star if it's the same. Yeah. And we already have International. So, all right, guys. Yep. See, look, this roof line is the same with the long vertical lights right there as that Western Star. All righty, guys. That'll be really it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And be signing off here. I'm going to go to sleep shortly. Be safe out there.